Ali, I'm really happy to have you here. Thank you so much for taking the time and getting in this space with me to share some of the wins that you've had through your session with Stephen Hines. You were in a 12-week program, is that right?
Yes, I was. And there's something about him that I was drawn to. And normally I'm not into, know, even giving these things a chance. But I was like, no, there's something about him I was super drawn to. So I took a leap of faith and did it. And I was like, oh, wow.
And
So
how did you meet him?
honestly, I saw his Instagram
Mm.
and I saw what he was doing. And then I was just like, all right, what's the worst that can happen? Let's try it. I already did everything else on this green earth. I tried underneath the sun. So what's this one more thing? Why not?
Yeah, and so when you say under the sun, you've tried everything. Right before we got on the call, you were telling me a little bit about osteopaths, and I had no idea what that was.
Yeah, I was seeing a lot of doctors in general, like natural doctors and stuff, and they're great. Like they're great people, and they help me with different things. But it's like um, there's still some disconnect for me in my body. Like even despite doing everything they're saying, and Stephen did something that was unlike everything else. It was like your mindset really matters, changing that frequency vibration of that, and then I mean, it had me detox as well. Oh, I never detoxed before, which is funny. It was like one of those first things that probably should have done, especially, I had vaccine injury, I'm pretty sure, and along with like chronic stress and fatigue. So just kind of, it's just really good just going through this with Stephen.
Yeah. Were you resistant at all? Did you have an open mind when you met him, or was there some sort of like, "Oh, I don't know if this is gonna work?" Where were you at in terms of, like, feeling and mindset before meeting him and going through his session?
I was open to it, but also knew, like, I placed all my hopes on other people who are highly regarded in their field and whatnot. And they were so confident of themselves that, I won't have recurring issues. And like, I don't need anyone to tell me those things. I just, wanted to see what it would do for me personally if I am aligned to receive that blessing or help. If not, okay, that's fine. So I was open to it. I wasn't against it, but I also it's like, all right, what can this person teach me that had previously been, I guess, overlooked in these other practitioners?
And it sounds like the symptoms that you had, Allie, you kind of waited until basically the tub got so full of symptoms that it was overflowing, and you were like, "Okay, I don't really have any other route or method. I'm willing to try anything." Were you kind of at that, like, last straw moment, or
I kind of was because I already experienced all these, like, I collapsed a bit. Like, I never had that just like unconsciously, like, just happened. I never had that before. Could it be overwork or stress? Fine. But I also never had these prior the shots. When I say shots, I mean the COVID shots vaccines. So, I had 2 doses, but I've always been a sensitive person. So ever since those, like, body was just off, especially in my right side. I felt like a disconnect. And um, it was just, what else could I do? I already paid so much to see everybody and everything. And yeah, I again try to incorporate everything in there. But again, a huge piece of the missing puzzle was like, your mentality too. You have to believe this can work for you. And again, the whole um, detox part and that really help. But the mindset and belief too, combination of it, like that's really key because otherwise you're just like tossing in a little black hole, perhaps. So it's like you don't believe it can. Why not? Okay, when you change your mindset, your vibration, how your attitude is, and yeah, Steven's energy is very infectious. It's like in a very positive way. It's just like, um, the whole quantum theory stuff, like how people in quantum entanglement, location A can affect location B, even how many miles apart. It's kind of like that. He has that kind of energy that can like be person just feeling super energized and trigger something inside you that, I have this in me too, but how do I tap into it? So he helped you get in touch with that side for sure.
Yeah, you're hitting on a lot of interesting concepts that it would be really fun to kind of unravel with you. Beforehand, I feel like it will be a benefit to whoever's listening to talk about any of the moments that you've had leading up to the symptoms that you had. So I know that you mentioned getting like vaccinated, but if you can kind of just whatever you're comfortable with sharing, give like a broad stroke overview of the life that you've lived up until this point in terms of like what energy you were sitting in, what were your day-to-day tasks, what mindset did you have, all of that stuff.
I mean, I am like a super, like, I don't know, chronic worker sometimes, and I think previously, yes, previously I could stay up all night and work, and so I'm not saying that was the healthiest, like overworking, fatiguing yourself, but um, I I knew my body. I was able to understand what was going on and knew when to stop in certain things. But I think after the shots and stuff, I felt something was off. Like my body was constantly trying to communicate with itself if something was blocked or something just like it just something was there that my body did not could not process, and I didn't know what. I mean, I actually went and got so much tests and even brain scans or anything. Like I said, I was having collapses, and it's like um, it sucked to not know what the hell was going on with me at all, and having everything cleared by the established medical professions. It's like I have brain scans, everything, MRI, anything you can think of. But oh no, you're fine. Hmm, fine. That sounds strange. How am I fine? Like, shouldn't be normal. Um, and looked up my COVID shot lots, because now you can trace if your lot was part of the symptomatic, or the kind that, well, obviously those who passed away. I'm glad I wasn't that part, and rest in peace to those who did have to encounter that, and their family and loved ones. But I did have one that was part of the unfortunate, I guess, symptomatic ones. That's like, they're not gonna kill you, but you're gonna have all these terrible effects. And uh, one of my shot was like that. So I looked up a lot, and I was like, okay, this is like years later, putting the puzzle pieces together. So knowing that, and knowing that like things were off, I just again sought out every help I can do, and I went and tried every supplement and everything you can think of. Some did give me like slight like positive results for a little bit, but after a while, I was like, "What's going on? Still happening." So I was like, "All right, is this something I live and deal with? Maybe this is still, I don't." But at least like, with Steven, like I felt more in touch with my body and what was going on than I ever had. And again, a huge part of it is like finding the right tools to detox. Another person who was on his team, like to suggest, like to advise, I take zeolite. I didn't never took zeolite before, but took overload myself all these supplements. But what was the point of taking all these supplements if I did not clean myself from the things that were hurting me from inside? So zeolite, and then changing my mentality and expectations, and energy frequency, like how I'm feeling. Just having this positivity is kind of like, wow, I feel recharged. I do not feel fatigue. I feel actually like my old self again. So that's something I did not get elsewhere. It's like hope. Like at the end of the tunnel and then some. It's like, no, this, and you can continue this. You can build on this continuously, but you put in the work, show you how. And it's like, okay, all right, I'm down for it. And it feels really good to have this like positive feeling again. This like, oh man, this is gonna be a great day, another great day. This is gonna move forward, and we're gonna win. We're gonna win in life. Like just let go of all that, held you back. Continue doing these and you'll be fine. So Steven showed me the way to do that, and definitely gonna be in contact with him. And for those like who just looking at physical health as just physical, it's not just physical. It's everything. It's your mentality too, and yeah, emotional, mental blockages, and psychically. Like I know people who don't believe in psychic energy and stuff. But it's like actually that's just like stored trauma in one way or another in your system that you never processed that needs to come out. So that built up can prevent you from healing physically too, because it's just like stagnant energy and stuff that gets lodged in your cells that you never express and now causes sickness. So, clear that out. Or if you have, things in their past from your family, and this is where, his other team member or other team members like Valerie and Lotus, like they know how to tap into that and they know things about you that you never even tell people. And you're like, oh, wow. Okay, and I'm pretty scientific, like super like detailed like person, but throughout the years, like I'm about to be 40, and it's like there are some things in the universe now. I totally understand that only science is now catching up with that these people already are in tune with, because some people naturally have gifts, and you don't need to believe everyone. Not those $5 psychics or people who try to scam money out of you at as a gas station, which I had before, telling me, like, "Oh, I can read your palms." Like, no, thank you. Like these people actually like have gifts who, you know, can tap into events and energy in you and you feel it and they know it and they help you clear some of the stuff out, but they're not here to keep doing it for you. They're trying to help you to remove it so you can live your best life. And it's pretty amazing. So you go to the right people, you definitely can tap into these and release yourself if you're ready to confront these things about yourself too, because it's like everyone always thinks someone else's problem. I pay them to fix me. It's like, yeah, maybe, but you need to work on yourself too and be able to acknowledge what is going on and be honest about it with yourself and your ego. So hopefully you are ready for that or be ready to tap into that layer, because I get it. Some people are not until something happens to them, then they try to reason it away. But sometimes universe keeps saying, no, that's not the way to do it. Try this other route. And here we are.
That's fascinating. It's really cool that you had the ability to take action because you can come across something that piques your interest, but a lot of people don't actually pull the trigger and reach out and say, "Hey, I'm ready to do this." And I really liked what you said, Allie, about energy. Like the whole concept of energy, frequency, and vibration, it's a universal language that we all have.
Hmm.
And it's funny because if everything is energy, then that means that everything physical is also energy. And anybody who questions that, it's almost like, okay, I mean, look at the baseline. What is everything made out of? It's the same thing. So, yeah, I totally am in agreement with you when it comes to dealing with the mental and the emotional uh, blockages that somebody has and how that can have a huge impact on someone physically.
Yeah, Nikola Tesla already like discovered that you want to see the universe, you need to see it in its form of what energy and vibration. I mean, vibration, the frequency, that is what the universe made. So um it can be as simple as that, right? But then like certain powers that be and industries, I get it. The scientific community is like they're only now catching up with certain things. And I know we have a pharmaceutical industry that's just like, all right, I'm not dissing them in any way. It works for some people, but at the end, do you want to get to the origin of what's going on, or do you want to keep putting a band-aid on a bleeding wound? So,
Yeah,
um,
totally. Yeah, that leads me to my next idea with the whole detoxing. Oh, your story is home to me because I had a similar experience. I remember going through detoxes and everybody around me was like, "What are you doing? Like,
mm,
what are you doing?" Because it's so abnormal and unconventional, and a lot of people don't understand the whole concept of, "Oh, you need to clean yourself out." A lot of people told me, "Your body has a natural cleaning system." But the issue is that today we are bombarded with negative frequencies, energies, food that we shouldn't be eating that's unnatural. electromagnetic frequency, like, there's just so much negative news. So, yeah, I would be interested to hear a little bit more about, like, your detoxing process
For
because
sure. So Steven has someone else on his team, Harleen. She's amazing. She's a smart person, like super, and I need to actually meet her again soon because like she's super gifted too, and her gift like came later in life, I guess, because she already has a whole career and stuff. Just like this is not something like psychically or anything she was ever into, but life events led her to, and now she's using to help people, which I applaud her for. Because so have psychics who are not like it's just something that happened to them. They never asked for it, and this happened again like later to her in life. Um, she turned me on to like the whole parasite detox part after she told some like crazy, like super deep things about me that I was like, whoa, hold on, how do you know that? But yeah, yes, she was like, yeah, you need detox and you're overtaking supplements. Um, and I was like, how did she even know I was taking all these supplements? I never said it. But um, I did take a lot of supplements before, but it's like, what does it matter? You haven't got rid of the root issue. So she had me do a parasite detox. Sounds very simple. And it's funny because no one in US ever talks about that. But other countries like Spain and certain European countries, like they've been incorporating parasite detox protocols into their diets. Like there's chocolate like Combatrin that combines it's just like little blocks of chocolate that you eat every few months or so for the whole family, and it just kills off some parasites. And it's like, meanwhile in the US, it's like, no, everything's fine. You do not have parasites. You don't have worms. And I was like really doing my own homework to see, all right, what are people online saying about parasites? And it's so funny because people who know they have parasites or something, they took the parasite test, and I guess they're told they have no parasite. But when they use an animal parasite test and test it on themselves, it shows they have parasites. So it's like parasites cause so much of our health issues in the US, and it can be so easily like eliminated. But we don't talk about that because we understand it's a huge um, money making thing. The healthcare US systems, like one parasite can cause all these issues in someone. And they can say, oh, well, we don't know what's going on. Why don't you just take all these things and mask the symptoms? And yeah, so now you're always paying constantly for it. So I just had a simple like detox protocol that I'm going to keep doing every few months, like maybe 3, 4 times a week now, thanks to Harlene's simple recipes. It's like pumpkin seeds is one of them, having pumpkin puree and like black walnut powder. Anyways, you just make it into like a ball and just eat it. It's like a simple like snacks. That's it. And it just eat it for a week. And then you know, do zeolite too. Cleanse out your system in the morning. Zeolite is just like what volcanic ash that binds to all these toxins when it detox, and so get it out of your system early in the morning before you eat anything. And I take with NAC, a supplement that actually does clear out, I believe, some of your organs and kidneys too. So I take that in the morning on empty stomach, and then I did Harlene's like protocol for some of these things. Like I won't specify what medication specifically, but these simple things that they say are for animals. It's like no, humans and other doctors in the past actually have mentioned this, but they've been wiped out from um, the mainstream media or talk because it's like, oh, those are only for animals. Like, no, actually, other countries can get these for much cheaper than us, and they take it. Why? Because it works. So you take it for a week, and you're already like, oh wow, um, okay, I didn't know I had these in me, and what do you mean you didn't? I was like, yeah, stuff comes out of you waste wise that you're like, whoa, and you start to feel different that you didn't know, like you could get back to your original like self. So I'm really glad I handed to Steve and his team for actually approaching it from all fronts for you. So it's not just we're only going to focus on this, mental. It's like no, physical, mental, everything combined. And so their approach to helping you like detox. Like when I say detox, it's not just parasites. It's like your mind mentality that was negative, and your overall being. So you're just able to vibrate higher and feel better. And I mean, it's almost like having the energy of a kid again, sometimes, like the pureness of it. And I think that's what, you know, we can all get back to if we choose to, if we have the right tools to. So Stevens and his team definitely know what they're doing.
I agree. When I started releasing all of the clouds in my mental, emotional sphere, physical sphere, I just felt like I was, yeah, a kid again is a perfect way to describe it. And it's so interesting how, we're taught to believe that we have to grow up and mature, but really the true journey is to learn how to be innocent and pure and a kid for the rest of your life.
Yeah. I mean, they see the world and it's magic. So why do we as adults, like, why are we taught to just see, all the negative, which is what mainstream media does, keep us in a state of constant panic and move the markets, like always on the edge of war, one way or other. So it's like, meanwhile, it's like, well, you can live wholesomely. I know we should be aware of this, but maybe we have a world that wasn't so focused on power and materialistic items too. Like everyone can have a better standard of living in life. We didn't have such, egoic people who only focus on one thing. And I mean, it's like ending a cycle. And this is why, like, I totally understand the younger generation who, my friend and I was just talking about this yesterday. Like, younger generation, they're into Avatar and being furries, having another identity. And I totally get that. Why? Because they do not identify with this world that everyone else built before them. It's just a world of like, you have to be like a certain way, be interested in certain things, buy super expensive like purse, or as a guy, buy expensive cars. It's like, all right, why can't we just be, enjoy each other's company as is? Like, we don't have to focus on looks, just be. So it's like, I understand, like, they probably still want to be in that wholesome environment, which is what they have created, kind of created their own world. So it's like, all right, if that's their safe room, that's fine. But the rest of us, yes, we're kind of forced and molded into this world and see it a certain way. And it's like, you either play along or you're going to get ousted. And it's like, no, I think some of us can still have that good energy as we were when we were younger, the wholesomeness, but find that community who will support that. Yeah. So Stevens community is definitely that.
I'm so happy to hear that you've had all of these experiences. And I don't know, have you ever heard, Allie, of the 100 monkey syndrome?
I'm not.
So it's this whole concept around us having a collective consciousness on the planet. And there's this whole story where scientists who are interested in this species of monkeys, these monkeys inhabit a chain of islands, and the monkeys cannot get from island to island, like because they're islands and they don't know how to swim. So the scientists go to the first island and they start to, I may butcher the story a little bit.
That's okay.
The scientists start to pick potatoes off of the island and take them to the water, wash them off, and peel them and eat them in front of the monkeys on the first island. And so the first island's monkeys are watching the scientists do this. And so then a few days later, they start to mimic and model the scientists. And you see the monkeys waking up, picking the potatoes, taking it to the water, washing it, and eating it. And so then the scientists go to the next island and they do the same thing. They show the monkeys how to do this, and then the monkeys started copying them on the second island. Well, the scientists hop down through the islands until they reached a tipping point, and nobody knows what the exact number is, but we say it's 100. After the 100th monkey started picking the potato, washing it, and peeling it, for the rest of the islands, all of the other monkeys woke up the next day and knew how to do it automatically.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And again, they can't communicate or anything like that, but it just really shows the power of the mass tipping point that we have, you know? And I remember Mahatma Gandhi, he said, "Be the change." whatever change you wanna see in the world, you have to be it yourself first, and that's because when one person is working on themselves, it's affecting the whole collective consciousness.
Yeah, yeah, I totally agree with that. Yeah, so you have more people on ideally the right side of thinking or the wholesome way, then, eventually future generations can change. Yeah.
Yeah, and I really liked how you mentioned that this is an ongoing process. It's not just like, you go through a program and it's all fixed for you. You know, you have to keep working towards it in your mentality and your emotions, getting your vibrations right, and then also what you're consuming.
Yeah, you want to improve because and this is life, right? This is about growth. So it's like why not invest in yourself that way? I mean, we're we're taught to spend all our time like either doom scrolling, paying attention to the next latest celebrity crap. So it's like, why not use that time to fix ourselves? Like, why is it seen as such a huge task? So little steps at each day, and it takes you to a whole new place by the end of the year. So
And
yeah.
can you tell me about a light switch moment that you had throughout the last 12 weeks? Did you have, like, basically a moment to where it's like everything clicked for you and it felt like it was a complete switch in terms of the energy that you had? Or was it
I
kind of
mean,
like a progression?
Steven's energy after every session, I could just feel myself smiling and I'm like pretty like serious person most of the time. I mean, as an adult, sure, but then I just found myself like, man, feels good. Like, and it's like, why do I care? Why do I care anymore? Sometimes I'm like, I'm chasing all these things, but it's like, but I don't feel happy about it. I was just kind of in a state of like, I am doing it because I'm expected to, but I didn't find joy in things. Like I'm existing. I understand I'm existing, and I'm just checking off these boxes, but I'm still like, I didn't find a joy in it. It was just kind of like, don't get myself sick, keep continuing on this loop, but it felt like a hamster in a wheel still. So I did not see the joy in things. I didn't feel it. Stephen helped me activate that by finding that again, that kind of spark, and to enjoy myself, enjoy life. But through focusing on inward, and I mean, the most recent light bulb moment was like, I'm on this person who always tried to help others, I guess, but much to my own demise because Steven said something and it was like only recently. It's like, man, this really hit home for me. I spent a lot of my time trying to previously help people in different ways, thinking, okay, I want to help people. It makes me feel good and I feel like I am doing something. And sometimes it works, but sometimes it doesn't. And a lot of times, especially with family, it's like becomes expectation. And then, or some people get upset at you afterwards because it's not perfect, quote unquote. But Stephen was like, help those who ask, help those who actually ask, because then they are ready to be receptive to it. And they do not take it for granted. Because when you help people who do not ask for help, everything you do for them is going to be critical, criticized, or never be fully appreciated. And you're just pouring down like a black hole a little bit. So, I mean, for me, that personally hit home because now I'm like, you're right. I'm not going to try to go on my way to help people unless they ask personally for help. Otherwise, you're expending that energy, and it's like, well, don't get involved in their life lessons. Maybe they are meant to experience certain things. So it's not your job to solve people's problems. If we're all here on this earth for our own journey and adventure and own lessons. So it's not your job to try to quote unquote fix things for everyone. Sometimes, like, it's probably some people's role to inspire people to look inward and fix themselves. Maybe like Stephen's role, as a healer. The rest of us, it's like, unless you feel called to it and people ask for help, don't spend your energy trying to focus and think about all that, what's wrong with the world and trying to fix things. Because this is all in progress and you have to leave room for other people to fix themselves too.
Yes, I agree. wholeheartedly. It's a really good time to be alive on the planet. It's so cool to be experiencing this, because we've seen it. We've seen the old way of living. And as you mentioned, the new generations are coming in and we can get glimpses of this new way of life. And it's not necessarily new. It's where we came from and it's the true reality, but a lot of people just got caught up in the whole game of the
It,
material world.
yeah, it's nice to have nice things, sure, but it's like we shouldn't kill ourselves focusing fully on just getting nice things. It's like, are we working inwardly too? We need to work inwardly. And once you work inwardly on yourself, all these other things can happen naturally. But we shouldn't just be solely focused on pursuing just the materialistic. It's like it'll
Mhm.
come and play down the line, but focus on yourself first, really.
And just to wrap it up here, Ali, final few questions for you. Curious what you would say. How is your life different now on the day to day and your feelings? How have they transformed since before the program?
I actually feel much more joyful. I'm like able to feel that lightness inside of me. And when I don't, some days I don't, or some moments, I just remember the things that Stephen taught me to change that mindset and wire and cut the negative thoughts at the root. And in time, it's gonna just go away because you're gonna have the more positive just take over. So it's just really, again, being cognizant of what is going on. You are not completely your thoughts, but you can control these thoughts. So I definitely feel happier, I'll say, and appreciative, and just be able to enjoy life in the present, not in the future or thinking about the past or things I have to do, but being in the moment, actually feeling good about it in myself. So that's been real different for me and feeling actually good in my body, being connected in my body instead of just like the separated head and body situations. Like I feel integrated, which I haven't felt in such a long time.
Yeah, that's amazing. It's like the door is just like reopened for you. It was
Yeah.
opened and then it was closed a little bit from life circumstances. And now it's like you're cracking it back open and it's up to you to walk through it and experience the magic
Yeah.
again.
Yeah. It was like kind of like a veil. It kind of like dusted off these spider webs and things and helped me appreciate just what it is to feel that again. I mean, I haven't felt good just being myself and being okay with it. It's like, wow, okay. This is what I've been missing. Like, and he's able to physically, that energy is so, it's good. It's like he teaches you how to tap into that. But Steven's energy, he helps people. He helps the people to reach that. And those who never experience it, they're probably like, "Oh, okay, yeah, maybe a little bit here," but then to go on, it's like, whoa, no, this is consistent every time you feel it with him. And you just feel it more in yourself growing afterwards. And he gives you, again, the tools to really feel that for yourself. So, really thankful for that. That I took a chance with Steven and just like trusted my gut intuition.
I look forward to continue to see your journey and how it unfolds for you. It's truly an amazing thing to be connected with so many people who are improving their life at the individual level and to share that as a group is really cool. If there's any final words that you would say to somebody who was in your shoes 12 weeks ago, what would you say to that person?
You know, if you already tried a lot of things like me and you just asking for, a sign from the universe, from God. I mean, you can't go wrong with Steven and his team, and it's crazy because again, everything was done remotely and I seen doctors in person. So this is it's different. It's different, but it worked for me. And take that chance. I mean, really, you end up learning a lot more about yourself and given all the tools to reach new levels of health. So why not? Don't hold yourself back. And again, like afterwards, again, they have a whole network of people who can help you depending on situation. Like, it's just amazing. So don't hold back. Like again, you're waiting for a message from the universe. This is it. Go for it. This is from someone who's super cynical and critical, and again, seen a lot of the amazing quote unquote doctors in the world already, or in the U.S. anyways. But I mean, yeah, I think Steven's like that last missing piece of puzzle for me, anyways.
Oh, that's fun. And what about to you specifically 12 weeks ago? If there was a version of you, Allie, that didn't go through the program and you could just give that version of you a piece of advice, what would that be? Just to plant a seed if you knew that you weren't going through the program.
Then it's like honestly, what else is there at this point? Like you tried all these things and medical things, you got tested for everything you can, but why you did quote unquote everything society tell you to do? Something's still off. Why? Why? You're looking for answers. Stop looking answers for yourself. Like Steven and his team actually has some of these answers for you, and you got nothing to lose. You really do not like invest in yourself, really, because this is like nothing compared to how much you have spent on all these practitioners who guaranteed you all these positive results. And it's like, okay, but something's missing still. What is that missing? Stephen helps you connect and see the bigger picture in the whole. So why not? This is like a shortcut. It's a shortcut, but it's like a blessing. It really is. It's like you can spend several more years figuring out, doubting yourself and whatnot, and try and go all these routes to procrastinate, or go sign up with Steven and experience that, know what's going on, and have a team that now have connections with to help you on this journey. Why don't you want a team? Like why say no to that?
We don't have to do it alone. We're born to be a part of communities and tribes. Like this is our nature. We're all connected. We're all one. So it's really exciting to see that butterfly effect.
Yeah. And it's not woo woo stuff, okay? Like I said, it's like I already done all the quote unquote traditional way. This very smart people, I'll say that they go into things that traditional practices cannot. It's the best of both worlds. Go and help yourself. You feel called to it, definitely help yourself. I felt called to it, so I did. I took my chance and I have no regrets.
Thank you so much for being here. And yeah, I'm very excited for you all in all to you continue to your journey and however you take this information to help yourself continually and then that will just impact every single person that you even cross paths with.
Yeah, energy amplify energy. Yeah, so find a right type and you just grow from there. Yeah, thank you, Elizabeth, for your time.